Deputy President Paul Mashatile says major mega trends such as geopolitical instability, climate change, trade wars and financial crises are causing hardship and have the potential to threaten the collective future. He says the African continent needs to be united to deal with this phase.
Africa itself should unite, and this dialogue is going to emphasize that. We as South Africa leading the G20 this year must ensure that these issues are addressed because, as I said earlier, that with these trade wars, it will definitely lead to rising prices, which will affect particularly poor people even in this continent. So it's important that we do everything in our power to mitigate against these challenges. As you know, that the president has decided that he will appoint a team that will also go to the U.S. to engage with the new administration there.
The United States imposed sweeping tariffs on a number of countries, but that has since been paused for 90 days, except for China. President Cyril Ramaphosa has also had a telephonic call with the U.S. President Donald Trump, focusing on bilateral relations between the two nations.
It's a positive move because, remember, as South Africa, we've always been committed to resolving these challenges. So I would say that as really one of the efforts that our president is taking to ensure that we normalize these relations. We have already said as South Africa that we value our bilateral relations with the U.S. And we want to see that continue. We are the biggest trading partner with the U.S. in the continent, and therefore we want to ensure that that continues.
Delegates at the G20 Africa high-level dialogue are focusing on the role that is played by the African policymakers and experts in ensuring that South Africa's G20 presidency benefits the continent.
This is the first big conference of the Think 20, and we decided that the first meeting needed to focus on Africa. At the end of the day, this is very much a South African and an African presidency. This is the second year that the African Union is a member of the G20, and it's so important to bring together other African think tanks from across the continent who are working on the diverse issues that the G20 is focusing on, to come together to debate the issues, to identify pathways to achieving what African countries have identified as important.
I think in a changing international landscape, it's very important that South Africa is working with like-minded countries around contentious issues shaping the G20's agenda. And of course, the fact that the AU has been admitted as a full member of the G20 provides a strategic opportunity for South Africa, not only at a government level, but also the other 13 engagement groups, including ourselves as think tanks and research organizations.
South Africa says it's committed to placing employment generation, advancing gender-responsive policies and equitable access to opportunity at the center of G20 dialogue. Khayelihle Khumalo, SABC News, Pretoria.